Visit CCGCastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more. Hello and welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. Today's video we'll be looking at Mega Gallade Hoopa deck for the standard format. So if you're not familiar with the Mega Gallade, it's 220 HP Psychic Pokemon with that Unwavering Blade for 3 energies, 2 Psychic and 1 Colress. You can hit for 110 and also does 30 damage to each of your opponents' benched Pokemon that has any damage counter in it. So in my opinion, it's pretty good, especially with that new Hoopa with Hyperspace Punch. I mean, with the Hyperspace Punch, you can hit for 22 of your opponent's Pokemon in play, and you don't apply weakness and resistance for the bench. So in my opinion, it's pretty good because you can easily choose 2 of your opponent's Pokemon in play, hit for 20, and then later use 110 to deactivate and 30 to those benched with the damage counters in it. In my opinion, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not good maybe as it was with the Crobots, but it's still good. Also, that Gallade-EX with the piercing prize can also hit for 50 plus 20 more for each of your opponent remaining prize cards. So basically, let's say you can power up this beast turn 1 with the Max Elixir. So you can hit for 50 plus 120 more, which is 170 turn 1, which is pretty strong in my opinion. And also, after you Mega Evolve, you can just hit for 110 more. So in my opinion, it's a pretty good combination. So I'm running 12 Pokemon, as you can see, 3 line of the Mega Gallade and Gallade-EX, 3 Hoopas with that Hyperspace Punch, 1 Hoopa-EX just in case for the setup. If you really want to set up with the Hoopa-EX in addition, you can definitely do that. Because I'm also running 2 copies of Parallel City, in my opinion, it's also pretty good. And of course, 2 copies of Shaymin-EX for that setup. So you can actually get that turn 1 Max Elixir as much as you can, and then just easily use Parallel City, remove Shaymins, and Hoopa from play. 1 Escape Rope from the item cards is always good. You never know when you can use Escape Rope and when Escape Rope can actually give you a victory. 4 copies of Max Elixirs plus 11 energies will actually be a very good opportunity to power up your Gallade and maybe use that piercing prize as I mentioned in turn 1, which is pretty strong in my opinion. Also 2 copies of Mega Turbo for the mid and late game, where you can actually power up your Mega Gallade with those Mega Turbos. I would love to run more of them, but really wasn't able to find space for more than 2. Also 1 copy of a Super Rod, which can help you to bring back some resources like Pokemon's and basic energies in your deck. 4 Trainers Mails, 4 Ultra Balls, and 4 VE Seekers. Pretty much no need to talk too much about it. It's pretty much staple for these days every deck. 1 Hex Maniac from supporter cards is always good because you never know when you're actually going to play against Greninja Break, so Hex Maniac can always help you. That's just my personal opinion, but even to disrupt your opponent, sometimes with the Hex Maniac you can definitely do the great job. Only 1 copy of Lysandre. Would like to play 2 of them. Because this deck can actually set multiple knockouts, but then I wouldn't have space for more tech cards like Central Lady, because Mega Gallade is actually 220 HP, and sometimes when your opponent will not be able to hit for more than 80 or 100 damage, you can basically buy additional turn by playing Pokemon Central Lady, maybe even 2 of them by multiple V6 for Central Lady. Also 2 copies of M, basically to get that power draw, 1 Pokemon Ranger, just in case you play against those Glaceons. EX, you're not going to be able to attack them, so Ranger, pretty good substitution, I guess. Also, Regis can be painful. 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, so discard hand drop 7 cards, 2 Parallel Cities, so we can actually get rid of those unnecessary Pokemons from our bench, but we can even limit our opponent down to 3 Pokemons in play. 2 Float Stones, of course, for the free treat. You never know when you can use, especially on those Hoopas. And 3 Gallade Spirit Links, so we can evolve without losing the turn. And finally, 11 basic energies, which actually ends up with 60 cards for this deck. As usual, if you're looking for any of these cards, you can find them on CCGCastle.com. Link is in my video description, and with TCG Center 5 code, you also get 5% discount on your purchase, so definitely keep that in mind. So once you actually see this deck list, let's do some gameplay so you can actually see it in the action. So see you in the game. Alright guys, so let's do this. Mega Gallade-EX. So just wondering what I can get in my first hand. Oh my gosh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. This is my first opening hand. 2 Sycamores, 2 Spirit Links, Mega Turbo, and Psychic Energy. I'm pretty much... oh my gosh. So, not sure what he plays on the other side, but... Oh, okay. It's a Mega Caesar. I guess I can try to preserve one of my Spirit Links right here just by Scar returning for later. So this is going to be Professor Sycamore 47. This is another Gallade. Then I can use my Ultra Ball right here for 1N and for another Ultra Ball, I guess. So we're looking forward for that Hoopa so I can put it in play for later. More than that, I guess I can just try to use Parallel City and basically try to disrupt my opponent so he cannot set up for more than 3 Pokemons in play. And for now, I guess this is pretty much it. I cannot do anything else. I really missed that Mega Turbo that was discarded on my turn 1. But still, at least I can try to Scar Return maybe and promote my baby Hoopa in the active position so I can try to spread some damage around the board. I will definitely need to hit my opponent bench Pokemons because that Caesar actually have resistance, and I'm not gonna be able to go through that. So there is one Ultra Ball for my opponent, and there we go with Ultra Ball for that Hoopa-EX. So one Super Rod and one Garbodor discarded, which is pretty good, I guess. There's a big Crashing Hammer, and it's gonna be Tails. Okay, luckily, and the Team Flare Grunt will do the job, so you can definitely go through that. With the Team Flare Grunt and a Hoopa for that Scundering. I guess you can maybe grab one Mega Caesar and one Shaymin-EX so you can set up. Yep. So let's see. Shaymin for setup, 4 extra cards, and that's gonna be one Metal Energy on the Caesar, and Steel Wing will do 20 damage. Which means that it's my turn. One Psychic Energy is a top deck, it's gonna be attached on my Gallade. Then I will Mega Evolve, and then I will be a Seeker for Professor Sycamore, so I can get 7 new cards. It's gonna be very painful to play against that Caesar, I can definitely tell you that. So there is one more Hoopa. More than that, I have just one more Gallade and one Mega Gallade. I'm wondering where my energies. I don't know where my energies are actually located right now. I miss so much energies right here that's just not true. I even don't have energies in my discard pile, only single one. So there is a Mega Caesar for my opponent and a big Crushing Hammer, which is going to be Tails this time. Luckily, Tails. Alright, and Sycamore for 7. There we go. So Sycamore for 7, one more Metal Energy, and this is going to be a Knockout, and another Crushing Hammer, and another Tails. Okay, so Iron Crusher will do 120 damage, which is going to be enough for the Knockout, and Parallel City is going to be discarded. So I'm going to promote my Hoopa, a baby one in the active spot, and I guess I need to waste one more V-Seeker right here. So there's one Max Elixir, which is going to give me no energy. Okay. This start to be a little bit frustrating, to be honest. But still, I'm in decent position right here. I just need to find some energy. So there we go with another Max Elixir, which is going to be for 1 energy. And that energy is going to be attached on my... let's see. Hoopa is 130, so that means that he needs 2 turns of the attack. I can go with my I can go with my Hoopa, actually. And I can go with 1 energy on my Hoopa, and I can go with the Trainers Mail, and I even have that Escape Rope for later. I actually did a misplay right here. I should attach one of my Psychic Energies on my Gallade instead of the Hoopa, but I will actually try to preserve the one with the Float Stone, and I can probably disrupt my opponent a little bit right here, but I will not do that now. So let's go with the Hyper Space Punch. So 20 damage to a Hoopa-EX and 20 damage to that Shaymin-EX. So for later, for the next turn actually, I will go with my Escape Rope, so I can actually put 2 damage counters on that Caesar on the bench, because that, in that case we are not going to apply weakness and resistance, and I can also put 2 more damage counters on that Trubbish on the bench. So this is going to be very important. But maybe even he put another Caesar in play, so I can actually put multiple damage counters around the board. So once I actually start to apply pressure, it's just going to be very painful for my opponent. I can definitely tell you that. So there's 1 Spirit Link and 1 more energy and 1 more Shaymin-EX. Okay, I really like that Shaymin-EX. So I really need to find a way to get my center lady, but unfortunately I already raised 2 of my V-Seekers. This is the biggest concern right here, to be honest. There's a Parallel City, so he can get rid of the Shaymin and Hoopa probably. Okay. Oh my gosh, what a big Parallel City this was. I was thinking maybe about putting my Parallel City in play, but I actually didn't do that. And right now he can again use that Parallel City, but he used 2 of them. And of course this is right now going to be Escape Rope. I can probably see that Caesar in the active position. He actually decided to roll with the Trubbish. And I'm going to play my Professor Sycamore for 7. 1 Gallade Mega is going to be discarded. So I can do Gallade Spirit Link. I can use my Mega Turbo, attach one of my energies to my different Gallade. And of course, more than that, I can try to use that Parallel City on my opponent so he cannot set up. And of course, Hyperspace Punch actually 20 damage to that Shaymin and 20 damage to that Caesar. If he's not going to be able to retreat, then I will next turn put 20 more damage on that Mega Caesar. There is 1 energy attached on that Caesar. And Ultra Ball, probably for maybe Garbodor in this case, who knows. I still didn't see a single Float Stone from my opponent, so probably he's going to be able to use any one of the Float Stones. On the other side, I burned 2 of my Mega Turbos. So I have 2 more Max Elixirs to use. There is Mega Caesar. So 2 Mega Caesars in play, and Professor Sycamore for 7. 1 more Parallel City actually discarded, and there's a big Float Stone, so this is going to be Float Stone Retreat, and he can go for 120 down to my Hoopa with that Iron Crusher. And the question right now is, should I start to apply some pressure on his Pokemons or not? It's a pretty good question. If I go with another round of Hypersonic Punch, I'm going to lose 1 turn to attack. So I'm going to retreat right now and actually hit with my 110, actually 90, and 50 down to that Shaymin-EX. Okay, so there we go with a... And I'm not going to be able to knock out his Mega Caesar right here because it has resistance, that is for sure. So I need to find a different way somehow to Lysandre his maybe Shaymin on the bench and spread damage around, or maybe just to get my Center Lady. Center Lady right now is going to be very big play. So I'm not going to be knock it out, and that's the most important thing. So I guess I can try to get my luck with the Trainers Mail so I can use even that a big Lysandre play right here, and this attack does 20 more damage for each of your remaining prize cards, so I can maybe even power up my Gallade and surprise my opponent, to be honest. But then I'm not gonna be able... Yeah, this is definitely gonna be 90 and 30 to the Shaymin. So next turn I can actually grab a double prize knockout, which means that all I will need to knock out is 1 more of my opponent, Mega Caesar, from play. That's definitely not going to be an easy task, but luckily I managed to buy a turn right here. So with the Lysandre I can actually knock out Shaymin, Mega Caesar, and also put 90 damage in that Mega Caesar. This is definitely going to be very, very badass play for me. I also noticed that he played 3 Parallel Cities, so he's definitely not going to be able to remove that Shaymin from bench. That's for sure. So I have... Oh, so he actually decided to quit. I mean, it's pretty much rational, because next turn that Lysandre is going to be very painful for my opponent. Lysandre down to the Mega Caesar, and there's going to be 90 and 4 prize cards, and after that I would just hit with another Gallade for the win. So let's move to another game. Alright guys, so let's do this one more time. So there's a Tails, which means that I can go first because I won the coin flip. Well, why not? Why not? Definitely I will go first. We'll try to start with the Hoopa. Oh, okay. So this hand is, I guess, good. It can be better, but it can also be worse. So that Hoopa actually with the Skandering will help me to bring some Gallades. Oh, my opponent started with the Hoopa, so this is gonna hurt a lot. There we go. Hoopa for 2 more Gallades, and it's gonna be one setup for the Shaymin. Really don't want to put one more on the bench. Who knows what I can do later. One energy attachment, one Gallade, one Shaymin for the setup. Only for 2 cards, but maybe I can hit N. Or maybe Parallel City, or maybe Ultra Ball. Even Ultra Ball can work. So there we go. Ultra Ball for another setup. And this is going to be this time for 3 cards. And right now I'm looking for that Parallel City so I can discard my Shaymins from play. Well, there's a Max Elixir, and this is going to be 1 energy attached on my Gallade. And this is going to be it. So for now I can just try to use my Hyperspace Punch basically for 20, spread 20 damage to 2 of my opponent Pokemon in play. I can maybe even hit his Hoopa for 40. Even that is not going to be bad if he actually stayed in the active position. So there's an Ultra Ball and a Trainers Mail. Actually, it was Trainers Mail for the Ultra Ball, and right now it's an Ultra Ball 4. Let's take a look. To be honest, Sycamore might not be that bad. So Sycamore and Lysandre from my opponent on the other side. I mean, Sycamore might not be that bad. I can maybe get Mega Turbo and Spirit Link and Mega Gallade, so I don't know. Oh, there's another Hoopa-EX. So even if you get Float Stone right here for his active Hoopa, I can just easily Lysandre and basically try to spread some damage with my Hyperspace Punch. Once I can actually power up my Mega Gallade, I can just start to put some much pressure on my opponent Pokemons in play and also on the bench. And with the Scentilady, I can just easily heal some damage. So let's see. Probably it's Mega Rayquaza or Mega Dragon Rayquaza, since there are 2 Hoopas. I see sort of the Rayquaza EXs and Shaymin-EX, so it is Mega Rayquaza. So this is going to be very interesting battle. A Clash of Titans, I guess. 2 Megas, 1 Mega Gallade on my side, and on my opponent's side, Mega Rayquaza. So there's one puzzle of time. So he really wants to rearrange the top 3 cards and see what he can actually get with the Shaymin setup. Probably he's trying to see is it worth maybe to play Shaymin. If he have something like a Ultra Ball, he might get something better. So there's a Skyfield, and this is going to be set up for 4. Okay, probably I will not looking forward, maybe if I can, to not remove my opponent Skyfield from play. There is big Professor Sycamore for 7. 1 Mega Rayquaza discarded, and very important Super Rod has been discarded in this way, and also Lysandre. There's 1 Spirit Link, but the most important thing that actually brings smiles to my face is that Mega Rayquaza and Super Rod in his discard pile. And I see that Float Stone on his Hoopa in the active position, but I definitely see V-Seeker for Lysandre in my hand for another Hoopa-EX. Okay, another Ultra Ball for another Lysandre and another piece of puzzle. I really also like that, so he still have only 2 pieces of puzzles and 3 V-Seekers. So there is a Mega Rayquaza. Will there be energy attachment or not? If he actually misses energy attachment for this turn, I will definitely be in very good position. So there's another Shaymin-EX. This time it's going to be again for the 4 with that setup. Okay, so what else he can bring to the table? Oh, Jolteon-EX. Really like that. Unfortunately, this beast has actually free retreat. There's a big Mega Turbo. Oh, will there be maybe a double Core's energy? Is this going to be a nightmare for me right here? Will I lose my Hoopa? There's a V-Seeker for Lysandre. I hope he's not going to be able to attack right here. So he will not be able to attack right here. Which means only one thing, that I'm going to use my V-Seeker for Lysandre and try to buy me a turn by Lysandre and his Hoopa on the bench. This is the only thing that I can do at this moment. 1 energy is going to be attached, and another Gallade, of course. And I'm forced to use my Hyperspace Punch. Hoopa, or not Hoopa. Yeah, let's definitely go with the Hoopa and 1 Rayquaza with energy. So 40 on the active Hoopa and 20 on the Rayquaza. So that V-Seeker definitely helps me a lot right here. If you have another Float Stone, probably I'm just going to Lysandre next turn. He is Shaymin on the bench. Trainers Mail for nothing. I mean, he used the V-Seek for Lysandre, so he can definitely try to. Oh, there's another Float Stone, so he can probably use the Lysandre and try to knock out my. Oh, Lysandre. Yeah, probably Lysandre my Hoopa and put it in the active position. That means that it's my turn, and I can just tap the Spirit Link. I guess I can attach one of my energies, and I can go with my V-Seeker for Lysandre this time on my opponent. Let's see. I can try with the Shaymin-EX. As long as he needs to pay 1 energy to retreat, I'm fine. So let's take a look what he can do right here. There's another Rayquaza, and he have that mystery card sitting in his hand. There is just the Ultra Ball for me, so I guess I can try to put my energy on my Gallade and just pass my turn. So right now is who will get the first top deck. Probably that person is going to win this matchup. So if I can get top deck like a Sycamore, I can definitely get fresh hand of 7. There's 1 lightning energy attached to Jolteon. But more than that, I guess he could just pass the turn. So there's a triple Ultra Ball sitting in my hand. I think right now it's maybe time to bring one of my Mega Gallades and put him into play. And it's just a question of a Float Stone. If I can somehow try to get the Float Stone, then I will be able basically to knock out his Shaymin and also put 3 damage counters on that Hoopa on the bench and on the Mega Rayquaza. So my top deck is going to be Professor Sycamore for 7. Okay, so this will work definitely. There's also a big Parallel City, which is probably very disrupt my opponent. I guess I can use my Escape Rope and see what he will promote in the active position, and probably he's going to promote in the active spot something like a Rayquaza, but I have big Parallel City sitting in my hand, so this is definitely going to be very frustrating for my opponent. After I use my Parallel City and cut him down to 3 Pokemons in play, he's not going to be able to input more than 90 damage. And on the other side, I can even just promote my Hoopa and put 2 damage counters on his Pokemons in play. Or I can just go straight away with 110 because Rayquaza is actually 220 HP. So he promoted that Hoopa in the active spot, which means that I will promote my my Mega Gallade. I really don't know what he had, but I know that I have that Parallel City, which is gonna be very painful for my opponent. So that Parallel City, he probably will discard. Of course, Shaymin's, another Hoopa. Oh, he even decided to discard one of his Mega Rayquazas from play. Okay, very interesting. I mean, he can definitely bring them back with the Super Rod, there's no question. So probably one more Hoopa is going to be discarded, and I can still attach one of my energies. And I can just go straight away for the knockout. So 2 prize to take. There we go. Max Elixir and a Trainers Mail. So Trainers Mail can be good. Can be maybe for the Lysandre. Of course, V-Seeker for the Lysandre. And there's a big Ultra Ball, which is going to be, of course, Ultra Ball for another Shaymin-EX. But the good thing is that he discarded that Mega Turbo. So 2 Mega Turbos in his discard pile. Oh, there's just a victory. So there we go. Easy. Parallel City just broke my opponent. So let's move to another game. Alright guys, so let's do this. This is the game number 3, and this is also going to be the last game for this deck test. As you can see, I'm starting second this time, so my opening hand contained no basic Pokemon. So hopefully I can start with my Hoopa-EX, Hoopa actually, not a Hoopa-EX, oh my gosh, in my first hand, but unfortunately there's just a Gallade with 2 Max Elixir. So I guess the best opening hand is going to be that baby Hoopa, with of course Gallade and maybe a few Max Elixirs, so you can maybe just try to power up your Gallade on your turn 1. Oh, Machamp with a crazy hammer on the other side. This is going to be very interesting matchup. Luckily for me, I have a little advantage because Machamp is actually weak, so this is going to be a slightly advantage for me, I guess. So that's pretty much it. Okay, so looks like my opponent actually didn't get the best hand, so I will definitely try to take advantage using my Max Elixirs. So 2 Max Elixirs are going to be set up for the turn 1. One of them is going to be attached with the energy, so there we go with a N. And 2 more Max Elixirs to play. This looks pretty interesting. Can I hit maybe a few more energies? There is 1 more energy, and there is 1 more Max Elixir. And no energy is gonna be too much, I guess. 1 energy to my active Gallade, and I guess I can just pass my turn and roll with the N again on my next turn. And basically I can even hit for 30 and force my opponent to switch his active Pokemon with one of his or her banished Pokemons. But he can also basically use that Steaming Mad for tons of damage later. Or he can just confuse himself right now. So there's a Float Stone on the Machamp, so it looks like that he might just looking forward to a retreat on the bench. So 2 puzzles, 1 Delinquent and a Shauna. Need to be very cautious about the Delinquent, so I really need to have at least 4 cards always in my hand, because Delinquent can be very painful. I know that from my personal experience. I often run Delinquent in my decks in real life, and I know how it can be painful when I actually have 2 or 3 cards and one of them are actually just V-Seeker and then nothing else, and then you see your opponent actually Delinquenting you down to 0. So there's Ultra Ball for the spinner. I don't know why he actually discarded that Carving. Carving is a pretty badass card, especially for me, because it can definitely prevent me from attacking my opponent. So there is a top deck, 1 Psychic Energy, and this is going to be another N. So if I can hit something like Float Stone, I can retreat. No sign of the Float Stone, but there is a Trainer's Mail. So with the Float Stone, I can retreat my Gallade. There is a Lysandre, so I'm looking for that Lysandre, so I can actually use my Ultra Ball for Lysandre and Psychic Energy, and basically this is going to be a Hoopa-EX setup for a few more cards. So I'm looking to put down on the bench Hoopa, and I'm also looking forward to bring 1 more Gallade in play and 1 Shaymin. Actually, let's go with the 2 Shaymins for the setup. Really looking for that Spirit Link and maybe even Float Stone, so I can knock out his Machamp right there. So this is going to be set up for 2. And after that, I can even use another Shaymin-EX for the setup, depending on the cards that I get. A Trainer's Mail 4, a Spirit Link. Oh, a Spirit Link and the Float Stone. I'm thinking about getting that Float Stone in my hand. It's going to be much more painful for my opponent, and I can still get Spirit Link with my Shaymin for 2. And this is going to be... okay, it's the energy in the Mega Gallade, but at least I can definitely surprise him and knock him out with my piercing prizes for 170 times 2, which is 340 if I know math, and I really know good math. And I can take 2 prize cards right here, meaning that I can just put myself down to 4 prize cards. I have also 2 V-Seeker sitting in my hand for the double Lysandre, which means that I can easily Lysandre his Machamp on the bench or his Majournia, and they receive a frustration from my opponent and he just decided to quit the game. So we're done, guys, for today game test. So once again, there is the full deck list if you're looking to build this beautiful new beast that can actually be very good and very playable with the Hoopa. I hope you enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you already did. Looking forward for 50 likes for this video so we can actually go to the new one. So be very nice and hit that like button. Try to help me out. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you like the video, don't forget to do this. Also, see you in the next video. Till the next time, have a nice day. And